Hello, my name is Jamal Wilson, and today I will be talking about the teacher dispositions of the strengths and the weaknesses that I think I have as a person and a future teacher. The first one that I would like to start out by is fairness. I think it is important to be fair and to show fairness in a classroom because you never want to make a kid feel less than they are. You always want to show that every student matters, and you don't want kids feeling lonely or left out or going home feeling like my teacher does not like me and the teacher likes so and so better than me. And I would never want to make a child feel like that. I think it is always important to treat your class with fairness and kindness. The next one that I have big strengths on is honesty. I think it is important, especially working in the teaching career, is you need to be honest. You never want to lie about a kid's behavior or lie that you let this kid go on their phone or you let another kid go outside longer than the other, or just lying to teachers in general. That isn't professional, and you never want to lie. You need to be honest if you're especially working in this career. The last strength of mine that I seem and show in myself would have to be respect. I think it is important to be respectful. I always show respect to all of the people in my life or even in the community. You never want to be rude to someone that you don't even know, as well as a close friend. If you're having a bad day, you should never put that off on others. That can really hurt people, and you never know what somebody's going through, and you never want to be rude to people just because you are having a hard time. Next thing that I would like to talk about are the 3 teacher dispositions that I know that I need to work on myself. The first one would have to be curiosity. I love to learn new information and ask questions about certain stuff, but if there are things that I seem to don't understand, I noticed that I can get quiet or not ask questions as frequently. So that is something that I myself need to work on as a future teacher. The next one that I need to work on for being a future teacher would have to be dedication. That is something myself that I know I do know about, but I need to work on it because I do know it is an important thing. So that would have to be my second one. The third one would have to be reflection. I seem to understand reflection, but there are times where I do need to work on stuff for others, and I put that energy out there, but there are times where I can get short or frustrated about something easily, which is never good. So that is definitely something that I do need to work on more in being a future teacher. And 3 qualities of a future teacher and a successful teacher for me would have to be, to start off with, number 1 being fair. You need to be fair to every single student that you are working with. Whether you feel a certain way about a specific kid because of their behaviors or anything in that sort, you never want to show that you like one kid better than another. That is never okay. You never want to judge a student, whether they are a different race, a different color, if they are straight, bi, gay, anything in that sort. You do not want to favor a specific kid because some other kids are different. That is never okay, and no teacher in a career should ever do that to a student. If they want to be a teacher or a future teacher. The next thing that I think is patience. Teachers should always have patience. If you are going into this career, you do not want to have low patience. You clearly are going into an atmosphere where there are children or teenagers or etc. in this building. If you notice yourself getting frustrated about little things like crying or screaming or hitting or running away, then this career is not for you. If you are going into this career, you need to be down on their level. And if they're not ready to talk, you need to wait. That is always important. That is a big thing that I always tell myself, and I have grown a lot from that. The last one is kindness. You need to be kind to others. Even if you are having a bad day as a teacher or a coworker, you're coming into work frustrated, that is never okay to bring your out of work life into work and yell at the kids or a coworker because something isn't going your way or you didn't get a certain thing, and you're bringing that energy into the environment. You never want to do that. You need to show kindness. We are adults and we don't want to show the kids that if we're frustrated at a coworker because of some little thing or even a big thing, you need to not put that out there because the kids are watching, and that is not how we want them to grow up. So it is always important, if you are dealing with something, you should never put it out there where the kids can see, even the coworkers. That is not a good work life, bringing your problems into the school. So overall, those are my 3 tops and my 3 bottoms. I'm hoping that I can keep growing through all of them as a future teacher coming up.